Back, everybody. Today we are diving deep into the world of ultra-secure cell phones.
Ooh.
I mean, we're talking devices so secure, they make James Bond's gadgets look like child's play. The website we're looking at today, it's all about keeping your data locked down tight.
Yeah.
I know. Their marketing can get a bit intense.
Yeah.
But there's some really fascinating security concerns and tech advancements here that I think are worth exploring.
Absolutely.
So first up, we have the DBV encrypted phone. And they're really pushing this idea of above government standard encryption. So to really understand why this is so important, we need to consider the state of cybersecurity in 2025.
Right. I mean, we've seen just this explosion in sophisticated surveillance technology, even commercially available spyware that is capable of bypassing standard encryption. You know this above government standard encryption. What that means is that the DBV is using algorithms that are theoretically resistant to even those high-level threats.
It's kind of like having a lock that most keys won't even fit. Precisely. It also has this proprietary cipher check, which is essentially like a unique key built into the hardware that only you possess, and you combine that with a dedicated hardware encryption engine. Think of it as like a separate computer that's solely focused on encryption. And you have a pretty formidable barrier against intrusion.
That's incredible. And then they also mention security-hardened Android OS and a specialized interface for secure communication. So even the software is built with security in mind.
Right.
And then for constant vigilance, they have 247 hardware monitoring, making sure that nothing fishy is going on. It's a pretty comprehensive package.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Okay, so we've seen what top-tier everyday security looks like. But what happens when the stakes are even higher? Like when you're dealing with, let's say, a nation-state level adversary.
Right. That's where the Knox Ultra comes in.
Oh, and this one shifts the focus from just general security to resisting those really targeted attacks from entities with vast resources. They call it defense in depth, which essentially means you are layering security measures. Imagine a castle with multiple walls, moats, guard towers. Even if one layer is breached, you have several more to overcome.
That makes sense. And the website asks some pretty pointed questions here, like, could you be a high-value target?
Yeah.
It's a little dramatic, but it does make you think about who might need this kind of extreme protection.
Right. I mean, you think about journalists working on sensitive stories, activists challenging powerful interests, whistleblowers exposing corruption. These are all individuals that could be targeted with these highly sophisticated attacks.
That's a good point. And the Knox Ultra seems particularly focused on resisting forensic analysis, which, if I'm understanding this correctly, means even if someone gets their hands on your phone, they're going to have a very hard time extracting any usable data.
Yeah, exactly. It's like shattering a vase and then trying to glue it back together perfectly to read an inscription on it.
Whoa.
Incredibly difficult, time-consuming. So that acts as a very strong deterrent.
That's a really good analogy. And then there's that self-destruct fail-safe that we talked about. I mean, it sounds almost like something out of a spy movie.
No, it's not too far off. I mean, this feature is designed to wipe the device clean if it detects unauthorized access. It's like a secret agent.
Oh, wow.
Destroying their intel before it falls into enemy hands. It's a last resort measure to make sure that that data remains inaccessible.
Impressive, but also a bit intense.
Yeah.
This level of security really does raise some interesting questions.
It does, absolutely. I mean, while this technology can be essential for those facing extreme threats, is this level of secrecy necessary for everyone?
That's a good point. And what about the potential downsides? Could making communication virtually impenetrable actually hinder legitimate investigations?
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Absolutely. So what does this all mean for you? I mean, would you feel safer or more vulnerable with a phone like this? Does the existence of these ultra-secure devices reflect a world where we need military-grade defenses just to communicate?
That's a good question.
Today, we've explored the cutting edge of mobile security, from the DVV, offering robust everyday protection, to the Knox Ultra, designed to withstand the most sophisticated attacks. We've seen how encryption and hardware security are evolving to meet these growing challenges of a hyper-connected world. As we wrap up, I'm curious, if even our phones need this level of protection, what does that say about the digital landscape we're all navigating? It's a question worth pondering.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.